Last year, grocery prices in America jumped faster than any time since the 1970s. And now? Experts warn we could see rolling shortages by fall. Not just higher prices, but empty shelves. We're not just talking about inflation anymore. We're talking about entire aisles wiped out in hours. No warning, no backup. So let me ask you, if supply chains shut down next month, what's the one food you wish you'd stocked up on? Seriously, picture yourself walking into a store with nothing but bare racks and panicked faces. What would you give to have prepared sooner? Stick around, because item number 1 is something you probably eat every week. And in the next crisis, it could vanish overnight. And trust me, once it's gone, it might be months before you see it again. 7. Powdered eggs. Picture yourself standing in your kitchen during a brutal winter storm. The power's out. The roads are blocked. Your kids are hungry and there's no way to get to the store. You open the fridge, nothing. No eggs, no protein. Just cold air and regret. That's not just a hypothetical. It's what happened to thousands of families in the Midwest last February. And here's the question. What would you give, in that moment, to have one single carton of eggs back? Now think deeper. Eggs aren't just food, they're versatility. Breakfast, baking, survival rations. Powdered eggs give you that power, even in total grid failure. No refrigeration, no expiration panic, no dependency on broken supply chains. And yet so few people stock them. Why? Because we assume fresh will always be available. But history and recent headlines prove otherwise. Wouldn't you rather be the one with a quiet, prepared kitchen while everyone else is panicking in empty aisles? Here's what gets most people. They wait. They wait until the news says shortage or until the price jumps again. But you're smarter than that. You're here now listening. And that tells me you're ahead of the curve. So ask yourself, do I want to be caught off guard when the next crisis hits? Or do I want to be the one who says, we're good, I planned for this? Powdered eggs aren't just a prepper's trick. They're one of the smartest food moves you can make. Because when the shelves go bare, the people who prepared, they eat. 6. Shelf-stable milk alternatives. Think back for a second. March 2020, the panic, the lines, the cold shelves where milk used to be. Remember that sinking feeling when your family's routine was shattered by something as simple as not having milk for the kids' cereal? That wasn't just a glitch, it was a preview. And here's the hard truth, it's happening again. Quietly, slowly. Supply chains are wobbling, and most people won't notice until it's too late. Will you? Here's what most overlook. Dairy-free alternatives aren't just for vegans or health trends. They're survival gold. Oat, almond, and soy milk can last months unopened without refrigeration. When the grid goes down and the fridge turns into a metal box of spoiled regret, you'll still have what others lost. Imagine the difference that makes in a crisis. Your child's breakfast stays normal. Your recipes still work. Your morale stays up. In survival, small comforts are massive advantages. And let's be honest, when was the last time you thought seriously about milk storage? Probably never. But ask yourself, if another round of panic buying started tomorrow, how fast would this vanish from the shelves again? You know the answer. So don't wait. Take action while things are calm. Stock what lasts. Prepare what matters. And if this is hitting home, smash that like and subscribe to Preppers Community. We're here to keep you ready while others get caught sleeping. 5. Canned pumpkin. It might sound random until you live through it. Last fall, entire regions went without canned pumpkin for weeks. Not because of panic, but because nature struck first. Heavy rains drowned fields in Illinois and Tennessee, wiping out entire harvests. And here's the part that most folks miss. When pumpkin season is over, there's no second chance. No restock. You either have it or you don't. And during a crisis, you'll wish you did. But this isn't about pie. This is about power. Canned pumpkin is one of the most overlooked survival foods in America. Packed with fiber, vitamin A, potassium, and carbs your body needs under stress. You can use it in hearty soups, emergency baking, even to stretch out pet food. In a blackout, when fresh produce is a memory and vitamins are scarce, canned pumpkin becomes a quiet hero in your pantry. And the best part? Properly stored, it lasts up to 5 years. So, here's a real question. When the next shortage hits, and it will, do you want to be the one scavenging the baking aisle, or the one calmly pulling from your shelf? Most people wait until pumpkin displays show up at the store. Preppers? We buy in June in bulk when no one else is paying attention. That's the mindset. And trust me, wait until you hear item number 3. It's hiding in plain sight. And 90% of people are sleeping on it. 4. Dehydrated potato flakes. What's the most underrated survival food sitting quietly in your grocery store right now? This one. Potato flakes. You walk by them every week, but you won't realize their value until they're gone. And if you've been watching the news, you've seen it. Extreme heat and drought are crushing crops across Idaho and Washington, two of the biggest potato producers in America. That's not just a local issue. It's a nationwide ripple. What happens when the shelves don't refill? Here's what makes dehydrated potato flakes a prepper's dream. Flexibility. You can make hearty mashed potatoes in minutes. Stretch a thin soup into a filling stew. Bake them into breads, biscuits, and casseroles. They're lightweight, take up almost no space, and last over a decade sealed. That's more than food. That's food security. When everyone else is eating cold beans out of a can, you're serving a warm, filling meal that feels normal. And here's the question you should ask yourself right now. When the shelves are stripped, will I be left with nothing but regret? Or will I be opening a bag of flakes I stored smart, while prices were still low and supply still steady? Most people don't think twice about this one. But you're not most people. You're here, getting ahead. And that right there? That's what separates survivors from victims. 3. Canned evaporated meat broths, beef and chicken. Let's get real for a second. Survival isn't just about having food. It's about having the right food to keep your body and your mind stable. Now imagine you've got rice, beans, and some canned veggies. Sounds decent, right? But after a few days, that bland taste starts to wear you down. Morale drops, energy dips. You crave comfort. That's where broth comes in. Not as a luxury, but as a lifeline. And the warning signs are flashing. Major suppliers are already slashing production and shelves are thinning out. Canned broth does more than just flavor your meals. It delivers sodium, electrolytes, and a calorie boost that's vital during stress or illness. It turns scraps into a hearty soup. It revives leftovers. It gives kids something warm when everything else feels cold. And unlike bouillon cubes or dry mixes, evaporated broths store safely for years. No fridge, no freezer, just shelf space and foresight. And yet, most people completely forget to stock it. That's a mistake they'll regret the moment they open their pantry and realize it's missing. So here's the challenge. Don't wait until next fall to notice the shortage. Don't be the person saying, "I thought I had some," while your family eats flavorless mush for the third night in a row. Be the one who planned ahead, quietly, wisely. Be the one who kept morale high, with one simple can. And if you think this is intense, what's next might actually shock you. 2. Shelf-stable cheese. Wax cheddar, canned cheese. Let's paint the picture. It's day 21 of a grid-down scenario. You've been rationing rice and beans. No power, no fridge, no deliveries. Your meals are starting to feel depressing. Then you open a tin, peel back the lid, and there it is. Cheese. Real satisfying salty cheddar. And in that moment, it doesn't just taste good. It feels like hope. That's what shelf-stable cheese delivers in a crisis. A return to normal when nothing else is. Most folks laugh when they hear canned cheese. They think it's some odd prepper gimmick. But waxed cheese and canned cheddar have been staples in survival kits for decades. And for good reason. Waxed blocks can last years in cool storage. Canned versions can outlive your smartphone. And when comfort matters most, cheese can transform simple foods into something familiar, satisfying, and emotionally grounding. It's more than protein. It's morale. So here's the question. How long could you go without it? A week? 2? A month? When fresh dairy disappears, and it will. This isn't a luxury anymore. It's a game changer. Most people mock until it's gone. Preppers prepare because we've already seen how fast the essentials vanish. This isn't about cheese. It's about smart choices today that bring comfort tomorrow. And trust me, you're going to want what's coming next. 1. Instant oats. It's not glamorous. It's not viral. But when a crisis hits, instant oats become gold. Think about it. They're one of the first things to vanish. Not because people panic, but because they're smart. In 2021, when transport routes collapsed, entire states ran dry in less than 48 hours. 12 states, no oats, no warning. If you've ever stared at an empty breakfast shelf, you know the feeling. And if you haven't yet, trust me, it's coming. Here's why oats matter. They cook fast, they fuel hard, and they store for years. We're talking 150 plus calories in a single packet, packed with fiber, iron, and the kind of slow-burning carbs your body needs when stress is high and food is low. You can make them with just hot water. No stove, no power, just prep and patience. Add dried fruit, honey, or even powdered milk, and suddenly you've got a meal that feels like breakfast again. Something warm, comforting, familiar. So here's my question to you. How many days could you go without something warm in your stomach? How long until that cold cereal, if you even have it, runs out? Oats aren't just about calories, they're about resilience. Quiet, powerful, overlooked resilience. The kind that shows up when everything else disappears. Forget the freeze-dried hype. Real preppers know This is what gets you through winter. Being prepared isn't about fear, it's about freedom. It's the quiet confidence of knowing your family won't go hungry when shelves go empty. It's knowing that while others scramble, you've already acted. You've stocked what matters. Every choice you make today is a brick in the foundation of your future security. And in times like these, that foundation is priceless. So let me ask you, what's the one food you refuse to run out of no matter what? Drop it in the comments. Your answer might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to get started. And if you want to know the 7 survival foods the Amish trust the most, the ones designed to last for decades without refrigeration, then stay tuned. That's coming up next, and you won't want to miss it.